So, speaking of groceries from the trunk to the house, what about like the male to female ratio in strength training? Do you find that there's not very many females who come in to train, or no, I think you actually come up with numbers, but
I know. I thought you were gonna ask me a different question. I find it's pretty split down the middle, but at gyms it's definitely higher than men.
yeah, I think strength training could be really beneficial for women, but
It's far more beneficial to women than men, actually.
You know, what do you do to draw a female clientele versus male clientele? I think men already know that they want like a strong physique, where women have generally run the path of just being thin.
Yeah, well, and a big part of that is you have to be able to talk like they talk. Whether you're talking to men or women, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whoever you're talking to, you have to be able to talk the way that they talk and the way they understand language. And so if you try to imply to a woman that you're going to get them jacked and bulky, they're going to get pissed, because many women do not want that.
No, yeah.
But if you, and a big part of this is just providing information that weightlifting is not just about men. It's not just about getting ripped as shit.
Right.
And lifting as much weight as you possibly can. And that it won't turn you into a Hulk-like cheese.
You're not going to She-Hulk it out.
Yeah, as long as you're not taking testosterone or anabolic steroids,
Yeah.
it just won't happen to you. It's just not going to happen.
It's going to be okay, lady.
Yeah, and so I think part of it is kind of breaking up those misconceptions and being able to talk to them to ask, like, what are your goals? You have back pain. What would not having back pain do for your life? What would that mean to you?
It would make me happy.
Like, how happy would that make you? Would that be a huge benefit to your life? Would that be kind of marginal?
It would probably be a huge benefit to my life, because I stand almost all day. Like, this conversation we're having will probably be the longest amount of time I sit all day.
So if you could not...
All of my jobs require me to stand.
Yeah, so you're standing through all your jobs, and if you could not have back pain while you're standing at work, I imagine that would be quite good.
Yeah. And
So,
even, you know, with yoga, I mean, I do a ton of stretching, and when I had addressed my back pain before with my doctor, it was, well, you need to keep stretching. Well,
yeah,
I mean, I do yoga like 6 times a week.
You're probably stretching
if
enough.
not more, I think I'm good. But so it becomes frustrating for me, because then it's like, well, what do you do to get rid of the back pain besides go back to the
you're
doctor?
10 days a week.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of that whole process that we just went through is how you have to have the conversation, is the implications of strength training versus what the benefits are to your life.
Right.
Like if you could teach more classes of yoga per week, like, how would that help you? If you notice you're getting tired during yoga,
right,
and you're like, well, hey, I'm gonna have to hire an employee because I can't do 20 sessions a week.
right,
If you suddenly could, that directly means something to the way you run business.
right.
So understanding the implications and the benefits of what is possible with strength training that's a big way to talk to man or woman, it doesn't matter. But like I said, a big part of it is you have to be able to try to understand women more so than men. Men are kind of more results focused. Women kind of want to be heard and understood.
For sure.
And men do too, but I think that, I don't know, men don't seem to value it as much. Is that true?
That's fair.
Do you think
Yeah. It's more of a hearing it out, and then can you provide like a result or a plan for what we're saying to you?
It's more transactional.
Yeah. I will give you this information. You give me this information back, then I can make decisions based on what I know.
And to be clear, I know very little about women. I have never historically had a very hard time talking to women.
You're married to one?
Yeah, I don't know how I lucked out. I don't know how I fucked.
She seems to
I think
like
she
you.
fucked up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I did that.
Now
but-
she's writing a strongly worded letter.
Yeah, she's not gonna watch this anyway. It's fine. She's heard all this stuff so many times.
Yeah, she's like, I'm over
She
it.
gets it all. Yeah, she's heard all these the answers to these questions.
Have you talked her into doing strength training?
She has before, yeah.
Yeah.
She's working and going to school right now, and she's
It's
just
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
And some people just don't have, they're not as motivated to do it. They don't derive the same benefit that other people do, and that's kind
Yeah.
of where she's at. So I'm not gonna force her to do something she doesn't want to do.
No. It's always interesting to see, like, Ron probably would have never done yoga before.
Your husband, right?
Yeah, and so now he's come to a lot of classes and he's like, oh, there is a benefit to this.
Yep.
I am, becoming more flexible. You can hold positions longer, and it also helps immensely with jujitsu, I think. So
he's actually seeing direct progress over the sessions, and then
Right.
Good results at jiu-jitsu with
right.
ability, recovery, what?
Yeah, ability, I think he feels like, they're more flexible.
So you get into better positions.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
move better, which is a huge thing for jiu-jitsu. As we know, you have to be able to move your body in certain ways to escape or to be able to pull off certain moves. And then for recovery purposes. So,
Okay. So he's really seeing a whole host of benefits from doing it.
yeah.
Although he might never have done that if you weren't married to you and you were into it.
Right.
It's very possible.
Yeah.